If there's one thing I use in my garage more than coffee, it's WD-40. Seriously, this stuff is a lifesaver. And by the end of this video, you'll probably be grabbing a can and testing out a few of these tricks for yourself. Especially the last two, they're my personal favorites and total game changers. Let's dive right in. WD-40 on rubber and plastic? Yep. First off, WD-40 works wonders on rubber and plastic. It's totally safe and it cleans up surfaces beautifully. If you've just finished washing your bike and you want those little details to pop, give those plastic bits a quick spray and wipe. It especially makes a difference on older bikes where plastics have dulled over time. Newer bikes often have a Teflon coating, but this still works fine to clean and restore shine. Cable care nobody talks about. Next up, cables. Throttle cables, clutch cables, choke cables. They'll all thank you for a shot of WD-40. It makes your throttle snap back smoother, lightens up your clutch pull, and generally makes the bike feel newer. And while you're at it, give your kickstand pivot a quick hit too. It'll feel like new again. Cleaning wheels and fighting brake dust. Another favorite, it's great for removing brake dust, road grime, and tire gunk off your wheels. It not only cleans them, but makes it harder for that junk to stick in the future. One important thing though, if you accidentally get WD-40 on your tires, wipe it off immediately. Same goes for your brake discs and calipers. WD-40 won't magically fix squeaky brakes, and if you get it on braking surfaces, clean it up with mineral spirits or brake cleaner right away. Fixing stiff ignition barrels. Got a stiff ignition or steering lock? Here's a fast fix. Find the little locking pin in your ignition barrel, the one that pops out when you turn the bars to lock them. Hit it with a quick burst of WD-40. You'll be surprised how much easier it is to lock and unlock after that. Make old shocks and springs look new. If your coil springs are looking a little rough, give them a spray too. WD-40 makes them look way better and easier to clean down the road. It's one of those small touch-ups that makes a big visual difference, especially on older or custom bikes. Helmet and seat locks. Those little helmet lock latches and seat release mechanisms get sticky too. A bit of WD-40 keeps them moving smoothly. And in my experience, it hasn't caused any damage to these parts at all. Removing rust the easy way. Now let's talk about one of my go-to uses for WD-40, rust removal. If you've got light surface rust on bolts, tools, or metal parts, grab some steel wool, spray on a little WD-40, and start scrubbing. The type of steel wool you use depends on how bad the rust is. Just like sandpaper, you can go coarse or fine. After you're done, wash the part with soapy water, dry it off, and for bonus points, apply a coat of wax to help prevent rust from coming back. I do this all the time with old tools and neglected parts, and it makes a huge difference. Mirror fogging trick, and a question for you. Now here's a trick I haven't personally tested yet, WD-40 as an anti-fog for mirrors. I've heard from a few riders that if you spray a light coat on your side mirrors, it'll help prevent them from fogging up in the rain. If any of you have tried this, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear if it works. Loosening stuck bike locks. Ever had a stubborn bike lock that just won't budge? WD-40 can help there too. But with a caveat, while it works for loosening up old stuck locks, it can also attract dust and grime. That's why I usually recommend using a dry lubricant like graphite powder first. But in a pinch, WD-40 gets the job done. Black plastic and engine shine. One of my newer favorite uses? Restoring the look of black plastic parts. After washing my bike, I give all those faded plastic panels and covers a quick spray and wipe. It instantly darkens them up and makes them look brand new. I've even started doing it on my engine covers. And honestly, I get more compliments about how clean my bike looks when I do. Buying it in bulk. Because I go through so much WD-40, I started buying the big gallon cans and filling up my own spray bottles. It's way cheaper and you can control the spray, whether you want a fine mist or a heavier coat. Plus, you don't have to mess with those annoying little aerosol straws that always disappear. Removing sticky residue from old wiring. If you've ever pulled off old electrical tape or wiring loom and been left with that nasty sticky gunk, WD-40 takes care of it fast. Just spray it on, wipe it off, and your wires look clean and fresh again. This trick has saved me hours during old bike restorations. Reviving dead spray cans. Here's a clever garage hack. If you've got half-empty spray cans that won't spray anymore, grab your air compressor and a blow nozzle. Pop the top off the can, press the nozzle button, and while holding it down, add a little air into the can for a few seconds. You might lose a bit of product, but it'll often get that can working again. I've saved so many half-used cans this way, stopping rust before it starts. Another smart move, use WD-40 to prevent rust on parts you're working on. For example, if you're fabricating a new motorcycle tank or leaving bare metal exposed for a couple of days, give it a light coat of WD-40 and wipe it off gently. It'll keep surface rust from forming while you finish your build. Same goes for tools. I'm always picking up old, beat-up pliers, wrenches, and sockets at swap meets. After cleaning them up, I'll give them a good spray of WD-40 to keep them rust-free. It's one of those habits that adds years to your tools and makes them look way better hanging on the wall. The chain cleaner debate. Now, this one's a little controversial in motorcycle circles, using WD-40 on your chain. A lot of people do it. It's a decent cleaner, but not the best chain lubricant. If you use it to clean your chain, make sure you properly re-lubricate it afterward with a proper chain lube. There's also a myth floating around that WD-40 will ruin your chain's O-rings. Well, spoiler alert, it won't. Just remember, clean your chain, lube it properly, and you'll be fine. A cool WD-40 history lesson. Here's a fun fact most people don't know. WD-40 was invented in 1953 by a tiny company called Rocket Chemical Company in San Diego. Back then, it was just 3 guys trying to create a rust-preventing, water-displacing spray for aerospace applications. It took them 40 attempts to get the formula right. That's why it's called WD-40, water displacement, 40th formula. If it was good enough for rockets and military aircraft, you better believe it's good enough for bikes, tools, and anything else in your garage. More surprising uses. I even use it as a cutting lubricant when I'm drilling through steel or aluminum. It keeps the drill bit cool, reduces friction, and makes the job easier. And when you've got a bolt that refuses to move, hit it with WD-40, let it soak for a few minutes, and it usually breaks free. If not, that's when you reach for the heat gun. And one more weird trick. Here's one most people don't expect. If you're working in the garage and your hands are covered in grease and you're out of hand cleaner, WD-40 actually works in a pinch. Spray some on, rub it in, and wipe your hands off with a rag or paper towel. It cuts through the grime and leaves your skin clean. And yes, it's safe for your skin. All right, if you learned even one new trick in this video, smash that like button right now. It seriously helps this channel grow and lets me keep making videos like this. Subscribe and turn on notifications because I've got more garage hacks, bite builds, and weird tool tricks coming your way. And hey, drop a comment below and let me know your favorite WD-40 trick. Or if you've tried that mirror anti-fog hack I mentioned earlier. I read every comment and your ideas might just end up in the next video. Ride safe, wrench smart, and I'll catch you in the next one.